Boy, determined to prove he wasn't the failure his master had labeled him, devoted himself to practicing the most basic deflection technique every single day. Unexpectedly, this relentless perseverance paid off. Over a decade later, a casual flick of his wooden sword could deflect 1,000 blades at once. But his determination stemmed from more than just proving himself. His mother's final words urged him to never give up on his dreams. Driven by this promise, the boy embarked on the path of an adventurer. After saying goodbye to his parents, he stepped beyond the protective barrier that had shielded their home, into the bustling city he had always admired from afar. At the city gates, he asked the guards for directions and found his way to the Adventurers Guild. However, his first attempt to register was met with skepticism. This isn't a place for kids, they said. At your age, you'd still need your parents' help. How could you possibly help others? When they learned he was an orphan, one of the guild staff, a kind-hearted man, took pity on him. He suggested the boy join a training group. Although it was rare for someone so young, anyone aspiring to become an adventurer could first learn basic skills at the training grounds. The boy's spirits lifted as he recalled the heroic stories his father used to read to him, of warriors slaying dragons with a single swing of their swords. Fueled by this inspiration, he headed to the swordsman's training grounds. But 2 months passed, and while others had mastered various powerful techniques, the boy could only perform a single skill, parrying attacks. The instructor, seeing his lack of aptitude for swordsmanship, advised him to try another profession, hoping he might uncover a hidden talent elsewhere. The boy visited every training ground, but no matter how hard he tried, he could only learn the most basic skills. Faced with this, the guild staff couldn't register him as an adventurer. Still, the boy refused to give up. He understood that without natural talent, he would have to make up for it with relentless effort. Determined, he carved a wooden sword for himself. His swordsmanship teacher had once said, "Focus on mastering one skill, and you may unlock its true potential." Thus began his daily training. In the first year, he could deflect 10 targets at once. By the third year, his deflections grew to hundreds. Even so, he didn't learn any new skills. He knew that if this continued, he would never become an adventurer. So he pushed himself harder. 14 years of unbroken practice allowed him to deflect 1,000 targets effortlessly. Yet, despite this extraordinary feat, he still hadn't acquired a new skill. One day, he decided to try registering at the guild again. However, when the receptionist saw his limited abilities, she was incredulous. "With just these skills, it'll be hard to register you," she said.
本当にすみません。
いや、君が謝ることじゃない。本当にできないか。
At that moment, the same kind-hearted man from years ago, now the guild master, happened by. Recognizing the boy, he invited him for a drink. During their conversation, the guild master learned of the boy's unwavering dedication over the years. He explained that while adventurers were ranked from S to E, the boy's skills didn't meet even the lowest E rank requirements. However, he revealed a little-known rank below E, one that only allowed taking menial, non-combat tasks in town. It was a rank so undesirable that most wouldn't consider it, as it involved dirty work and sharing earnings with the guild. The boy didn't hesitate. As long as he could be registered as an adventurer, he didn't care what tasks he had to do. When he finally received his adventurer's card, his joy was immeasurable. He eagerly began his work, completing odd jobs around town while continuing his relentless training. One day, near the mines, he heard cries for help. Rushing toward the sound, he saw a colossal minotaur, a creature he had only read about in storybooks. In real life, it was far more terrifying. The soldiers were helpless against it, and the minotaur turned its attention to a young girl. Mustering all his courage, the boy stepped forward. Lacking offensive skills, he resorted to throwing rocks to distract the beast, signaling the girl to escape. Time and again, he used his parrying skill to block the minotaur's attacks, but the creature, seemingly summoned by some force, charged at the girl again. In a desperate moment, the boy used all his strength to dash forward and shield her.
主人公になれなくても目の前で怯える少女くらいは守りたい。どんな困難があっても仲間のために、弱い人たちのために剣を振るって悪を倒す。それが冒険者だ。ハリー！
He defeated the Minotaur. The girl's restraints disappeared, and the boy, exhausted, reflected on his weakness. Even defeating a single beast in town was so difficult, he thought. How can I ever become a true adventurer like this? Heartbroken, he quietly left the scene.